Ever wonder what life would be like with no discontentment? Maybe you have a lot of money, maybe you don't, but you can't shake that anxious, empty feeling that you're missing something bigger, like your true purpose or the real meaning of life? Well, just like you and probably every person on this planet, so did I. My name is Joel. I grew up in a tough Southern Italian family. My brothers and I ran a successful real estate company. I had a lot of money and a lot of toys, and I loved my hedonistic life. But no matter how blissful I was in the moment, sooner or later it would end and that nagging emptiness would creep back in. I couldn't find my peace of mind. It kept jumping from thought to thought like a monkey jumping from tree to tree. I was stressed out all the time, and just when I thought I had a handle on things, bam, another worry, another problem. 10 years went by like that, and I asked myself, what's the damn point? Live a few decades, chase after money, and then die? It made no sense, and the question haunted me, so I packed up my bags and I traveled the world looking for the answer. Found myself in India, one of the most mystical places in the world. I met religious leaders and spiritual gurus and gave every practice under the sun a shot. And a year later, I realized that everybody had the answer as long as I had the money to pay them. So what did I do? Packed up my bags and I came back home. Now, it was Mom who first started practicing Falun Gong. Now, Mom was always famous for bringing home the spiritual flavor of the month. But this time was different. I saw something change in her, something real. You see, when I was a kid, her and my dad went through a bad divorce. My dad would call up looking for a fight. My mom would end up miserable. Both would hang up the phone in bad spirits. But after Mom started practicing, my dad, being my dad, would still call up looking for a fight. But somehow Mom was able to turn things around. She'd be lighthearted and cracking jokes and got my dad laughing, and they both hang up the phone in good spirits. I saw this, so I started to do the Falun Gong exercises and read the books. The first sentence I remember was, you should always maintain a heart of compassion and kindness towards others and think of others before doing anything. And then, bam, enlightenment hit me like a freight train. Suddenly I was staring my own selfishness dead in the eye. And I never saw it before. I would help people left and right, but deep down it was about feeding that ego of mine, making sure everyone saw me as this great guy. I looked at everyone as objects for my own desires. It was like my default setting was set to what's in it for me. That was the moment I got a taste of what Falun Gong calls the magical tool of looking within. And from that day forward, I vowed to think more about others and to be more kind. The next day I walked into the office, and out of nowhere my brother said something that pushed my buttons, and I lost it, man. I started screaming every curse word I could think of at him. I stormed out of there like a hurricane, slammed the door behind me, and it then hit me like a 2x4 across the head. Oh, I failed that test. Why couldn't I be kind and compassionate during that moment? I then remembered a story of this little boy who was badly abused all his life by his mom. Cigarette burns, bruises, the whole 9 yards. And as the police were arresting the mother, an officer gently picked up the boy to save him from this nightmare. And what does the kid do? He screams and reaching out towards his mom, wanting to go back to the very person who tortured him. Why? Because the abuse was his messed up version of normal. It was all he ever knew. And I realized my mind was like that boy. I spent my whole life shackled to chains of insecurity and want, anger, resentment, blaming everyone else for doing me wrong, chasing after more because deep down I never felt safe. These patterns were like tattoos etched on my soul. And try as I might to be happy and positive, I couldn't shake the rage. I couldn't shake that anxiety, that never-ending hunger for more. They were more than just my messed up version of normal. They were my karma. They were my addictions, and they had me by the throat. I knew then Falun Gong was not a simple meditation practice. It's something deeper, something more profound. It showed me the depths of who I really was and gave me the choices and wisdom to do something about it. I started to see right and wrong from a whole new angle. I let go of the mental garbage I dragged around all my life. I stopped flying off the handle when things went sideways. My anxiety disappeared. I started cherishing myself and those around me, living every minute like it was gold. Falun Gong was like rocket fuel for my soul. It empowered me to save my marriage, patch things up with my dad before he died, and now I don't feel that emptiness gnawing away at me anymore. I truly feel I found my peace of mind. And for the first time in my life, I understood the importance of cherishing my soul. In Falun Gong, it states the only way for someone to be cured of illness, to be free of tribulation, and be unburdened of karma is to practice cultivation and return, pure as he once was, to his true home. This is a belief common to a range of spiritual traditions, and this is in fact the meaning of life. I mean, think about it. We're all spiritual beings, right? That's what the soul is. But somewhere along the way, we lost that connection. And no matter how great you think you are, how much cash you have stuffed in your pockets, or how many cameras are flashing in your face, sooner or later, everything, including you and me, is going to suffer and pass away. That's a universal truth. So what if there is truth to the thousands of years of belief that we all come from divine origins, and the purpose of being human is to reclaim our spiritual purity so we can end our suffering and go back to our true home? What if every choice we make isn't about making us happy here and now, but about the eternal destiny of our soul? Think about it. If there was a place, let's say, called heaven, would we stand a chance getting in packed with baggage like lust or anger? Maybe we'd see a beautiful angel and have some wicked thoughts or fight with a god because of our jealousy. It would never happen. And in my understanding, that's why Falun Gong states that spiritual progress is not possible without working on the mind. And the spiritual energy responsible for the ascension of your soul will only be as great as the merit of your character. And let me tell you, after 26 years, it's still hard, man. Life punches hard and everyone suffers. But Falun Gong's been my rock through it all, guiding me through the storm and giving me the strength and smarts to keep walking the path. And you want to know the best part? Not once in all these years has anyone ever asked me for a dime. Now, when I die, will my soul ascend to a higher plane, or will I come back here to do it all over again? Truth is, I have no idea. But I guess that's what faith means, right? And I have great talks with my atheist friends. You know, we start digging into this whole idea of time. You never know you're getting old until you're old. And you think you're going to live forever until you're lying on your deathbed and the truth hits you like a ton of bricks that you're scared to die and you don't know what to do. But by then it's too late, right? So why not hedge your bets? Learn some true spiritual understandings now to prepare you for the inevitable day we all face. It can only do you good in the end and also in your life right now. Join me next time to ponder principles like loss and gain, the importance of character on a spiritual path, dimensions, how to achieve a peaceful mind, all kinds of stuff. And lastly, if I could ask a favor, please take your compassionate finger and compassionately press those like and subscribe buttons. None of my videos are monetized, but your support really helps me with the analytics so more people can see them. And I want to make sure you get my new videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.